My name is Sachin Kokane, completed M.Sc from Pune University, Bachelor of Education B.Ed in Science, Maths and Physics from Pune University. Today we are going to start a new lesson from our 10th standard Science and Technology, chapter number 6, Refraction of Light. Friends, in this topic we have to study 4 important points, that is refraction of light, laws of refraction, refractive index and dispersion of light. That are the 4 points we have to study in this topic. Here are given, can you recall this point? There are 2 questions we have to recall. That is, first question are given there, what is meant by reflection of light? First, everyone needs to understand the concept of reflection and refraction. These 2 concepts are different because in case of reflection, here are the first question is based on the reflection of light. What is meant by the reflection of light? Everyone know that the return of light from a surface. What is meant by reflection of light? Or there are another definition are also of reflection of light. Which definition are there? When a ray of light approaches a smooth polished surface and the light ray bounces back, it is called the reflection of light. That means, example, this is the polished surface. When a ray of light approaches a smooth surface, that is a smooth surface are given, that is a surface, that is a smooth surface, and this is a ray of light which is incident on that smooth surface and bounces back, that is bounces back or this side, that is called as reflection of light. That is incident on the surface and bounces back to this way, that is called as reflection of light. That means the return of light from the surface, that is this light incident on that surface and return back. That means the reflection of light. What is meant by reflection? Once again, when the light ray is incident on any surface and bounces back or backside from that surface, that is called as reflection of light, or that is also definition are given in the form of when a ray of light approaches a smooth surface, that is a smooth surface, the ray of light approaches a smooth surface or polished surface and the light ray bounces back, it is called the reflection of light. That is called as reflection of light. That is the answer of this first question are given there. There is another second question are also, that is which is the second question are given there, what are the laws of reflection? Remember that in case of reflection, the light ray is incident on any surface and it reflected back or it returned back or comes back, that is called as reflection. The laws of reflection also gives the same phenomena because everyone know that this is a surface. From this side there is an incident ray incident on this surface and it return to this way, that is reflection of light. And here are given a normal, that is a normal, that is how many degree? 90 degree. Okay, that is which angle here? Here are the angle of incident, here are angle of reflection, and here are the normal angle or the normal, it is 90 degree angle of or the normal angle, that is 90 degree. And this second question answer we get from this diagram. How? What are the laws of reflection? There are given the laws of reflection. The laws of reflection states that the incident ray, that is this ray, that is incident ray, the reflected ray and the normal to the surface of the mirror all lie in the same plane. That means the incident ray, this is the incident ray, this is the reflected ray, and this normal are lie in the same plane. Understand everyone? What is mean by laws of reflection? Means the incident ray and the reflected ray and the normal all are lie in the same plane. That is called as the law of reflection. Understand everyone the answer of that question? Okay. There are also given the next and very important point here. Okay, we have seen that generally light travel in a straight line. Because of this, if an opaque object lie in its path, a shadow of the object is formed. Everyone know that. If there are any object in the road, what happen there? Or in front of us, we get the shadow of that object, or there are we get the shadow of object. We have also seen in the previous classes how this shadow changes due to the change in the relative position of the source of light and the object, but light can bend under some special circumstances, as we will see in the below part. We have to study about that circumstances in the below part. How we get that answer? Everyone know that. This is very simple experiment. Everyone can do this experiment. How? When we stand in front of a bulb, what happen? The opposite side of our backside, there is image of or the shadow of ourself. Okay, that is the example of, or there are we get the shadow of ourself. Okay, next there are given the refraction of light. What is mean by the refraction of light? Here are given the refraction of light. There are also given, in case of refraction of light, that is the opposite to the reflection of light. Everyone know that in case of reflection, or in this reflection, what happened here? The light ray comes back, or the light ray return back after incident on that surface. But opposite to that, in case of refraction of light, the light ray is passes through this plane or this surface to the another part, that is one medium to the another transparent medium. We will study about this point in deeply in this point. Okay, there are given two important activities. Which two activities are given there? There are given two important activities, first activity and second activity. These activities are also very important. Okay, first activity are given there. There are given the material for that activity. First, which are material are used there? Glass, 5 rupees coin, pencil, metallic vessel, etc. That are the material of refraction of light. Okay, first, what is the first activity? There are given the first activity. First point is, take a transparent glass and fill it with water. That means we have to take a small glass and fill this with water. Okay, fill this glass with water. Dip some portion of a pencil vertically in water and observe the thickness of the portion of the pencil in water. we have to do, there are given a pencil, this is a pencil, and understand that from that pencil the thickness inside that pencil is more, this thickness is more as compared to this area. Okay, now keep the pencil inclined to water. Inclined means this cross section way, or in that case, that is what is mean by inclined. This is the water and the pencil is in such a way. Okay, now keep the pencil inclined to water surface and observe its thickness. What we see from that? In both the cases, the portion of the pencil inside the water appears to be thicker than the portion above the water in the second case. That means here are given that this thickness is more as compared to this above portion, the underwater, or this underwater portion of that pencil is more. And there are also given that in the second case the pencil appear to broken near the surface of water. Why does it happen? That means here in that way there are given that, or there are given that appear to be broken near the surface of the water. Why does it happen? Friends, these all the phenomena are happen due to the refraction of light, because there are refraction of light from that surface, or that glass surface, or the surface of that water. Okay, there are also given the activity number second. This activity also very important activity, which explain the law or the refraction of light. Okay, first keep a 5 rupee coin in a metallic vessel. That means we have to take a metallic vessel and we have keep the 5 rupee coin in that metallic vessel. Second point are given there, boys. Slowly go away from the vessel. Friends, first we have to do, keep a 5 rupee coin in a metallic vessel, slowly go away from the vessel at some distance, that is 10 meter or 15 meter away from that vessel. Okay, stop at a place when the coin disappears. After some distance, what happens? The coin inside that metallic vessel disappears. There are given the fourth number point. Keep looking in the direction of coil. Ask a friend to slowly fill water in the vessel. You will be able to see the coin once the level of water reaches a certain height. Why does it happen? All these phenomena are happen due to the refraction of light, because there are change in the medium. Because when there is no water in that vessel, there are only the air medium are present. But when we fill the water inside that vessel, what happens? The medium is changes in inside that vessel. Okay, in the both the above activities, or in that both this activity second and this activity first, what we get in both the above activities, the observed effect are created due to the change in the direction of light coming out of water. Okay, and here are given a very important definition of refraction of light, and this is the definition of refraction of light, and this is a very important definition. What is the definition of that? Light changes its direction when going from one transparent medium to another transparent medium. This is called the refraction of light. Friends, in the board examination, there are questions on the same point. That is the refraction of light. There are questions. What is meant by the refraction of light? It is defined as light changes its direction when going from one transparent medium to the another transparent medium. This is called the refraction of light, and we already understand about refraction of light from these two activities. There are given the two activities. There are given the another activity number 3, and that activity is very important because you have the practical on the basis of this activity. In 11th standard and also in the 12th standard, there are activity on the same activity. There are activity in the 12th standard or 11th standard, that is glass slab activity on the basis of the glass slab, and there are same activity of the prism also present as compared to this activity. Okay, first we have to read this all point and then explain these all point in the next page diagram. Okay, there are given keep a glass slab on a blank paper. Friends, we have to take a blank paper. Okay, and we have keep a glass slab on that blank paper. We have to draw its outline, that is which outline? PQ, RS. There are given in the figure 6.1. Okay, draw an inclined straight line on the side of PQ so that it intersect PQ at N. Piece two pins vertically at 2 points A and B along the line. There are given the third and very important point. Look at pins A and B from the opposite side. That means opposite side of that front two side, that is a PQ and another PQ, that is a RS. We have to see from the opposite side, that means RS side. Okay, there are given look at the pins AB from the opposite side of the slab and pins C and D vertically so that images of A and B are in the line with C and D. Now remove the chips and pins, draw a straight line going through point C and D so that intersect SR at M. Join point M and N. Observe the incident ray AN and emergent ray MD. Okay, we will see about that activity on the next page. That is very important activity. This activity in 11th standard also and 12th standard also, there are activity on basis of this activity. Okay, so we on the next page we already we will discuss about that activity in detail. Okay, here are given the diagram. We read already the different point about this diagram. Okay, today we have to discuss what is mean by these rays. First, here are given different type of rays. First, in that procedure we read about, we have to take a card sheet paper and on that we have to put the glass slab. We have to put the glass slab on that paper and we have to draw this PQRS outline of that glass slab. Okay, after that what we have to do? After that we have to draw this normal. Okay, and after that we have to take a incident ray, that is AB. And there are, after that what we do? We have to take two pins, that is a pin A and pin B, and we have to see that two pins from the opposite side, means this side, that is SR side. Okay, from which side? That is SR side, from this side. From this side what we see? When we see from this side, what we see? We get these 2 points, that is AB, in front of these 2 points, that is in a straight line with this point C and this point D. We have to see this A, B, C, D are in a straight line. Here are A, here are B, here are C and D are in a straight line. When we see that, when we see from that A and B from this opposite side, But originally when we see what we get, this is the original straight line. But when we see by using that glass slab, we get 2 point C and this D. This AB and this CD are in a straight line when we see from the opposite, that is S and R side, that from this side. Okay, that is, here are given the I. What is mean by I, friends? I is the angle of incidence, and what is mean by E? Angle of emergent. Okay, that is comes out, and incidence means inside that glass slab. Okay, here are given some point about that. Okay, the first refraction occurs when light ray emerge the glass from here and N on the side PQ. That is, here are given this point. That is, the second refraction occurs when light enters here through glass at point M on the side SR. There are given that. That is, if first incident at this point I. Okay, after that there are given the refraction at this point small r. Again this line incident in on this plane, that is again, that is incident, that is I1. Again at this point here it again emerges out, that is angle of emergence, that is denoted by E. That means there are we get the 4 angle. First, that the incidence angle from here medium to glass. Okay, again from that this rarer medium, or that is a refraction to incident on the another side, that is SR. That is, here are the angle of incidence again I1, and after that from that SR side it emerges out, that is E, that is angle of emergent. All about that point here are given the information. Okay, here are also given that the second refraction occurs when the light enters here through the glass at point M on the side SR. Okay, there are also given that for the first refraction the angle of incidence is I, while for the second it is I1. That is, here are first incident, that is I, and second incident there are given the I1. The angle of refraction at N is R. Here are given the R. Note that I1 is equal to small r. In the second refraction the angle of refraction is E. Here are given the angle of refraction, that is it is also called as emergent angle. Okay, is E, which is equal to I on the both parallel sides PQ and areas of the glass slab. The change in the direction of light ray is equal but opposite in direction. They equal but direction of that is opposite in direction. Okay, thus the light ray MD emerging from the glass slab is parallel to the incident ray AN. What is mean by that? This AN is parallel to this emergent ray, that is the MD. That is, both these two rays are parallel rays because these are normal, these are normal. Here are angle of incidence, here are also angle of incidence. Okay, that R is equal to this angle of incidence, that is the I1. Okay, thus there are given the final conclusion from that diagram is the light ray MD emerging from the glass slab is parallel to the incident ray AN on the side PQ of the slab, but the emergent ray is somewhat displaced with respect to the incident ray. Okay, that is the explanation of refraction of light passing through the glass slab. That is very important point, and these activities also very important because in 11th and 12th standard science there are question on the same point, or there are small experiment are also in 11th standard student depends on the same activity. Okay, that is about the third activity, that is the refraction of light passing through a glass slab. Okay. Next, there are given two questions. Which questions are given there? Will light travel through a glass slab with the same velocity as it travel in air? Yes or no? No. Why? Because the velocity of light is different for the different medium. Okay, there are given that will light travel through a glass slab with the same velocity as it travel in air, because the density of air and glass slab are different, hence the speed or the velocity of light are also different. Okay, and there are also given that will the velocity of light be same in all media? Not, because the velocity of light is different. The reason of that, because the density of every medium is different, because the velocity of light in air, in solid, in gases or in liquid are different. Okay, on the next page we have to study about this point in detail. That is the velocity of light in all media. That is the refraction of light. The next point are depends on the same point. That is the here are given the refractive index. Okay, the point the next point, that is the refractive index. There are given detail in that the speed of or the velocity of light in all media. Before that, there are a point are given, that is the laws of refraction, and that is very important question in case of board examination. There are question on the same point, that is the laws of refraction for 2 marks. There are question. Okay, let us study the light ray entering a glass. We already study about the activity of glass slab, and this law of refraction are also depends on the light ray entering a glass slab from air. Okay, here are given, let us study the light ray entering a glass slab from air as shown in the figure, that is the air medium, and second are given, this is the glass. Okay, there are also given that here AN is incident ray, that is the ray which is entering ray, or it is called as incident ray. The entering ray is called as incident ray. There are also given that incident ray and refracted ray at the point of incident N are on the opposite side of the normal to the surface of the slab at that point, that is CD. There are given that AN is the incident ray and NB is the refracted ray. There are also given that in incident ray and refracted ray at a point of incidence N are on the opposite side of the normal to the surface of the slab, that is here are given the point N. Okay, there are also given that the on the slab at that point, that is CD, and 3 incident rays, refracted ray and normal are in the same plane, that is incident ray, refracted ray and this normal are lies on the or in the same plane. And second important law, which law are given here? For a given pair of media, here air and glass, the ratio of sin I to the sin R is constant. Here I is angle of incidence and R is the angle of refraction. That are the laws of refraction of light. What is the first law? Remember that. What is the first law? There are given the incident ray. This is the law. That is incident ray, refracted ray, normal are in the same plane. And the second law, what is the second law? There are given the second law. Here here are given the first law. That is the incident ray, refracted ray and normal are in the same plane. And here are given the second law, that is the here are given that here angles the ratio of the sin I, that is the angle of incidence or the sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction, that is sin R, is constant. That means sin I upon sin R is equal to constant. What is mean by it is equal to constant? That law is called as, or that is a law of refraction. That are the two laws of refraction. That is very important question, student. Okay, in our next lecture we have to study about the refractive index and the velocity of light in the different media. Okay, up to this point, any question to you, comment in the comment box. In our next lecture we will solve all the questions. Okay, thank you.